Welcome back to Chicago 45's The Ones Edition. We are back again with another episode. Like I said before, I don't know what number episode this is because we just been grinding. We've just been pushing out as much content as possible to give to people. The Ones, again, is for me to shine the light on successful people in their respective fields, whether it be music, whether it be entrepreneurship, whether it be arts, whether it be anything. We want to, get the light on those people as much as possible. I want to thank my cousin Don Campbell for sending me this young man. He older than me, but I'm calling him young man because I'm always gonna say that. That's just a respect thing. We got today a very, very smart person, a very, very business savvy person. I just read his bio. I'm like, whoa. We just talked offline a little bit. Like, you did that, Jeff Bridges. Say what's up, Jeff.
How y'all feeling, man? Thanks for having me.
Hey, Jeff, we're gonna hop right into having this conversation about you.
Okay.
Can you tell people a little bit about yourself? Just like give us that first part.
Just a short spiel. From Chicago, born out west, moved to the west suburbs, played basketball all throughout high school. From there, I went to NIU, got my bachelor's. From after I got my bachelor's degree, was teaching a little bit. My major was English, so I was like, what can I do with English? You know what I mean? So started teaching, enjoyed it, but I wasn't making a lot of money in teaching. I was wearing like 4 different hats to try to make a decent living. So mentor, counseling, advisor, things like that, as well as teaching to try to make some money. Got a hold to a truck. From that truck, I'm giving you the fast version. Of course, there's a lot in between that, but from there, saw I couldn't make enough money in teaching. The best way to determine my income is to work for myself. So I came with a truck, started my moving company. Moving came to moving and cleaning, and thus, it's kind of how we met. I've, been growing to learn about contracts and things of that nature. So I've been real good, been able to work for myself and help a lot of other people too.
Hey, so you. Okay, so we're gonna slow it down. So
Right, it kind of was like
so from West Side, what high school did you go to from West Side?
Vaso East.
Proviso East, baby.
What's blue
and white?
Yep, blue and white. I hooped for 2 years at Proviso East. And then, like I said, I moved further to Lombard. And so I went to Glenbard East, actually, my senior year. I lost my father, in between there, so I had to relocate. So I went to Glenbard East for 2 years.
Okay. All right, so came up through the West Side ranks. How tough was that growing up in from out west and then making it to where you went to, as far as NIU? How tough was trying to just get to college? Because many people don't think that's a tough road, because where we come from, that's a feat in its own right to make it to college. So how tough was that journey?
Yeah, well, I gotta give thanks to my parents. I had great parents, so I always start with anything with that. So similar to what you just said, as far as it's a feat, I didn't know it was a feat so much while I was going through it. You look back and it's kind of like, dang, you made it. But going through it, man, I had awesome parents, so I never want to discredit that. I'm not one of the ones who, it seems like right now everybody want to start from the bottom, like that type of thing. No, I had great parents. We was out west. I went to Resurrection. You remember Resurrection? Right there on Lotus here. So I went there for 2 years. And so you can even tell that, all of my friends were at Michelle Clark. I went to Resurrection. Even for those 2 years, I was able to kind of see a difference in teachers and public school and, that type of thing. But the greatest difference I think I could highlight is going from a majority to a minority. So out west, everybody's Black. Your teachers, your principals, your security guards, everybody. But then when you go to when I went to moved to Glenbardies, nobody's Black. And so that taught me so much. And I often say that helped me in business, because I'm Jeff no matter who's in the room. You know what I mean? I walk in on myself, whether it's all white people, Indian people, Mexican people, Black people, whatever, or a mix of everything. I'm comfortable in all of those settings. So the honest answer is college, man, it was kind of I always had a choice. Nobody made me go. And so just having a choice, I think I just decided it was better than what I had going on. I was, at 18, 17, I was, that was the best option for me.
Okay, and then you make the jump. Well, I know I'm jumping fast because
It's all good.
I want to get to the part that most folks don't appreciate. I want to get to that as in a good time. But then you go to NIU, and then you
I started off as a business major.
start out as a business major.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you've already had that in your back pocket. Some
Somewhat, I
business.
started as a business major. I ended 6 months after I started. So I didn't have too much because let's just be real. At the college sector, they your professors are teaching you business, but they don't have their own business.
Mm.
You know, they work at a college. And so if you let's just look at it for that. College doesn't pay that well, especially at the university level. So how you teaching me about entrepreneurship and making money and investing and all of this when your best bet is at this $30,000, type of situation. So I noticed that early. And so that's what made me switch. I'm first generation college student. My father didn't graduate high school, and I'm very proud to say that because he's one of the smartest men I ever knew. But it's so I didn't know nothing about majors. I didn't know nothing about nothing, man. I honestly went there because I felt like I had my own crib and be on my own type of thing, straight up. And so, but I've always been an avid reader, and so I had an advisor when I got there. I just told him like, man, I like to read, so put me in somewhere all I got to do is read books, and I know I can at least graduate. And I'm big on whatever I start, I finish. So once I decided to go, I couldn't be one of the ones they told me about the first day of school, like look to your left, look to your right, that conversation. So that's how that came about.
Okay, and then now you've left this business major to hop into English, and like you said, you like reading. You enjoy the art of reading and sitting down and like reading a story. Did that make you comfortable in that space because you were doing that, or was it still
Oh
like,
man, it was the best, bro. It was the best. Because oftentimes, so I was used to being the only black in the classroom from my high school experience I just told you about. But this time, a lot of times, bro, I was the only black and the only male, like in the classroom. So I had a lot of that perspective and able to share my points and get, attacked by a room full of women or whatever the case. But it helped me, because now in business, I'm in the moving business. So 80% of my customers are going to be women. So I tell the guys who work for me how every part of life prepares you for the next step, so to speak. And so that was something similar to like living out west. You don't know how much it's helping you until you out of it, looking back on it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So NIU, you graduate with your English,
Bachelor. Yeah, English.
bachelor's in English, and then from that point, you work in the school system for a little bit, right? How long did you work in the school system before you just say, you know what, I need to go do what I got to do?
I worked in the school system, man, for 5 years, for a
Okay.
minute. Yeah, because I loved it. So I was always looking for what reasons and ways to stay. But again, I'm money motivated, and so that was kind of hard to. But I love teaching, man. It was the best.
What
Yeah.
what grade did you teach?
It was college. I taught junior college.
Okay.
So I was at Joliet Junior College. That's the
Okay.
first, the nation's first junior college, actually.
Oh,
And so, yeah, I was teaching English, developmental English, and like a general student development course, which was, I love that more than English because surprisingly, a lot of people come to junior college. Well, let's not say come to junior college. A lot of people graduate high school and are not prepared for college, man.
yeah.
Especially, again, we could talk about the west side of Chicago. I had students who was coming from Westinghouse Academy, not so much Simeon. I didn't have a lot of Simeon students, but Westinghouse in particular. They would come to Joliet Junior College and not be able to write a paragraph, but you just graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And I don't mean to put Westinghouse in a bad light. This Westinghouse is all across the nation.
Yeah, I went to Frederick Douglass.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact, there's a lot of them that graduated with that same problem.
Yeah, and so that was like eye opening for me. But again, another reason as to what made me get into entrepreneurship and start my own business because man, you could talk to somebody till they blue in the face, but if they don't have money for dinner, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what's up? And so now I'm in a position to where I could talk to you and hire you. So
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I could
yeah.
tell you, this and that, but now come to work tomorrow, come for a week, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And that I think I'm a bit more impactful being able to hire than I was teaching, just kind of sharing my plight and, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You help people out by changing their situation.
Man, my cousin is a big proponent of saying, I can tell you all day you got a problem, but if I don't have no resources for you, what I'm gonna do for you? I need to be able to give you something, to
Right.
change your mind and to curb whatever you're going through right now. So that's
Right.
like that's we don't hear a lot of that. I didn't hear a lot of that growing up either. I've heard it from like a few people, but to put your what was black folks, because we think the graduation is like that degree is like the pinnacle, to put your degree in your back pocket and say, no, let me go do something else that I can actually help people with is super powerful. Like in the essence of that. So now the entrepreneurship now. Many of the people from my generation, because I'm 28, many of the people of my generation, we think of entrepreneurship as the cool, glamorous entrepreneurship, real estate, stocks,
Clothes designer,
clothing design,
Bitcoin right now.
all of those
Everybody's
things.
rich in Bitcoin. Yeah.
We think of those things. I'm gonna be honest with you. When he told me you do moving and cleaning, I'm like, that ain't entrepreneurship. Because in my mind, when I think of moving or cleaning, I think of janitorial.
Good. That's what I am. I'm a janitor.
But I never thought of it as entrepreneurship. So
Yeah.
could you tell people how that is entrepreneurship and how beneficial it could be for some people? Because I've seen ladies on Instagram, they do moving. They like when he talking about you, I was like, let me go look up this thing. I've seen multiple people do moving and they making good money off of it.
Well, let me just blow your mind again. You know the company 2 Men in a Truck?
Yes.
A woman started that company.
Okay.
So just to give you an idea of that, to your point of women and moving. The number one company in the moving company in the world is started with a woman. Now her sons was doing the work, but they were just local, had a pickup truck. She turned it into 2 Men in the Truck. A woman did. It's a multi-million-dollar company. Every 2 minutes they have a move starting somewhere in the world.
Oh wow!
Every 2 minutes. But so to answer your question, entrepreneurship to me is doing anything, getting paid for it. So that's to me, that's what it is. I don't know the Webster Dictionary definition or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if you find a way to get paid doing something, you're an entrepreneur. On your own, you know what I mean? So of course, if you go to work, jobs are great too. I think that your generation kind of frown on jobs a little bit too much, and man, you got to start somewhere, and it is glamorous to say I'm an entrepreneur, but you're right. I got a job tomorrow where I'm going to be in a 3-flat on Congress, the city on Congress. Hoarders were in there for the last 2 months. They just left, so who want to go in there and clean that, knock all them walls out there? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not fun. It's fun to me, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not something somebody wake up every day and say I want to play with a sledgehammer for 8 hours. But you want the check that comes afterwards. You want the power to employ people. You want the power to take trips when you want to without begging for vacation days and all that type of stuff. So how I got into it, I can only speak on me. So started off with moving. Moving was going well, but I knew that in the wintertime it was going to slow down because I was fresh in the business. What can I do in the wintertime to make up the money I would be losing in moving? So this lady said she didn't feel like cleaning her apartment. I offered to do it. I hired somebody on the spot. They did it. They did real well. She come to find out she was a landlord, had 10 other places. So we got those 10 other cleaning jobs based on this one. And that's just opened my eyes to you can make money cleaning. And so that's just residential. I go from there, I learn about contracts. So now I clean medical facilities, I clean banks, I clean offices, I clean daycares, all of these are contracted. So my company, we clean 17 places a night. And like, I'm proud of that, but so far to go. You know what I mean? Like, because the people that I kind of look up to and other companies, they doing 300 kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. So it's not glamorous. I talk about it all the time. Like, that's why I kind of joke. When I was teaching, I used to just tell people I'm a school teacher. I always try to lessen it. So like, I meet someone or something, they tell me I'm a janitor. Now we talk a little more. I could show you my card. I own the company, and I am 100% independent. So a lot of cleaning companies, you'll see they're independent, but they're not really. It's like they with Jan Pro or Jana King or Service Master. So it's kind of like you buy into these companies and they give you contracts and you owe them money, So to me, that's kind of like a glamorous employee.
Okay.
So I'm thankful. And it came out of need. I just saw a need for it. And look what happened last year. COVID comes out of nowhere, and my business, while everybody else is kind of losing money and going through it, and I have empathy for that. I kind of, went up last year based on the service I provide.
Oh, so COVID didn't really like hurt you business wise?
COVID helped me. I was able to hire people that got fired from other jobs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, COVID helped me and my business and me and my team tremendously. I'm a cleaning company, you know what I'm saying? So everything that I'm doing regularly was 2.5 times more, because it's more, you have a case where somebody may have came in there with COVID, so now you got to do the whole spot, and stuff like that. So because of that, I was able to, my current staff, they were able to get more work. I grew my company by 4 employees last year. And so they were able to, work more. But aside from that, the 4 people that I hired, they had other jobs. They was working on movie sets and stuff like that. Nobody's shooting no movies, you know what I mean? So that's the blessing of being an owner, being able to do that, help provide help. One of my guys, the city, got shot. He couldn't work for 2 weeks, got shot in the, thigh, whatever, broke his femur or something. And so he couldn't really walk. But knowing that, hey, you straight, you got a job when you come back, versus other companies, you wouldn't have maybe never had that option.
Okay, so now the business is doing really good for yourself. And how many staff do you got on? Like,
I have 11 on payroll.
On payroll. Okay, so it must feel good to to know you affect somebody's.
Yeah, it's a blessing. Yeah, I they got W-2s for my company, man. That was kind of dope.
Okay, so and how long have you been doing bridges, moving, and cleaning services?
April will be 5 years.
April will be 5 years.
So get my 10,000 now.
So in 5 years, you've seen the growth, because I'm assuming you started out just you, like you said in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And then, okay, me. Are you still out there in the field, like working and cleaning? And
absolutely. Okay. Not every day, but as needed. Absolutely, I'm very much so. No one on my staff, no one in Bridges Moving and Cleaning works harder than Jeffrey Bridges. That's like, I dare them to try to outwork me, and they be trying and it doesn't work. Like, I send text messages at 4:30 in the morning, but I was just with them like 11:30 that night, out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I nobody outworks me, and I think that grind and work and hustling, I think those are like some of the most overused words in our conversation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's grinding. Everybody, nigga, you wake up at 4 o'clock, but you playing video games. Like, you might as well be asleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of that is like exaggerated. So, well, no, I'm up. I'm emailing. I have product now, so I don't know if you saw it on the website, but that's new. I have product. There goes some right here. With a camera.
Okay.
Yeah. Bridges Moving and Cleaning hand sanitizer. I have some more. Let me see.
Also, so you move it into like the merchandise spot.
Yeah, I'm moving into cleaning product.
Cleaning product.
Not because again, everything is organic with me. It comes from a need. So I started with moving. I was going, okay. While I was moving, somebody asked me about cleaning. You see what I'm saying? So I got off into cleaning. Well, last year during COVID, I had a couple people reach out to me for hand sanitizer, because with everything going on.
Yeah.
And so that just started it. So this is manufactured, made by like 100%. It's 80% alcohol, All other companies use 60%, 65%. FDA only requires 60%. To call it hand sanitizer, but mine has 80%. And you know, it's just I'm excited about that right now, getting that into everybody's.
Okay, so I want to hear about that conversation when that person actually do cleaning. Was there a bit of like, man, what you mean cleaning? Was there a bit of pride, a bit of like a bit of ego in there, or you were just like, hey, I'm a hustle. I'm gonna do what I got.
I'm a hustle. Yeah, it wasn't it. You know, looking back, a few of my mentors said I had was called dumb luck, because bruh, it wasn't nothing you could pretty much ask that we do, and I wouldn't say we do. You know what I mean? Like right now, that's how I have landscaping contracts. I have, you know, all of this is organic. It's not like I'm stepping on trying to, oh, you making money doing that, let me go try to do that. I've never ever been that. Like so many people do it with me, you know, like I could tell you 100 people who started moving companies since they worked for me or whatever, you know. It doesn't really work that way. It was no like pride or like, oh, how dare you ask me to clean your whatever. No, it was none of that, because I knew what I needed to what I wanted, the goal I wanted. My bad, I thought my head was in there. But yeah, the goals I wanted, and especially once it worked out how it worked out, I think that was the universe and God, you know, kind of showing me that it's an opportunity with her having 10 more spots for me. You know what I mean? Right away. So it helped. But no, I didn't have none of that.
Man, that's dope, because like I said earlier, my generation, we're tied into a different type of entrepreneurship. Not as much.
Your generation don't even take public transportation.
Man, I was on the CTA. Stop it, Jeff. Don't do me like Jeff. I was on the CTA.
Man, I tell them
I barely know how to get around, but I was on there.
I say, bro, you right off the blue line. They like, what's the? I'm like, man, just get off right here on Austin and walk down. And they can't.
But you know what though? That's a byproduct of the society changing too, as far as the neighborhood. Like my mama didn't let me go too far, because somebody was getting shot or somewhere. It was like,
that's very true.
She protected me in a really like tight way. It's not the greatest, but I can understand why she would do that. So I can see why some of my counterparts would be like, don't know, because like shit, I'm like, I know I took the green line, but the red line is a little different from me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But some of my other friends, you could see where their mother were probably either not around, or just like they just felt confident enough to be like, he eyed or she eyed. So that, I think some of that is a byproduct of like the way the neighborhood is shaped and formed. Because I moved from Chicago 2.5 years ago, and it's completely different from when I was there 3 years or 4 years ago. And I'm like, whoa. So it's a complete shock. Talk to me about, because I definitely believe that people are going to come to you and be like, hey, can I get a job? Have you proposed a job to a particular young person, and they kind of like look down upon it, and like, what were your reactions to that? Because I'm hearing you, and I'm like, I'll be a fool to be like, nah, I shouldn't trust Jeff, because Jeff just built this from literally nothing. So have people like look down upon you if you like, hey?
Yeah, I'm sure they have. And the reason why I say I'm sure they have, because they'll call and ask me for something, and I present it, and then they maybe don't show up, or you know, that type of thing. I haven't really had anything where I felt it initially. You know what I'm saying? Where I felt it like right, you know, like, hey man, come to work tomorrow, and I get a look like, man, I am not about to pick up nobody. You know, I haven't had that. Now, again, your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. So if you say you broke, and I'm like, all right, well, I can put you on tomorrow, and you like, what did I got to do when I tell you, and you don't show up, then I may not have saw it in your face. I may not have felt it in that moment, but your actions show that it wasn't for you. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But yeah, I haven't really had it, but I know that I get it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I know you got it. I know you got it, because I just think about where I was when I was 22, because I worked as a teacher as well too, back in St. Angeles for 6 years, and I get how I used to ask some of my friends, like, man, you want to do something, bro? You come, shit. You want to be a lunch man or something? You want to go, do this? I don't want to do that shit. But you broke.
Mm-hmm.
You talking to me
Mm-hmm.
like, so I'm trying to provide something to you. Like, nah, bro, I ain't doing no more.
He
Hey,
grinding. That's the cat who grinding. He swear he grinding on something else. He got to say.
He grinding, bro.
Yeah.
He like, I'm out here, bro.
Right.
What about the college, your college mates? Do some of them look at you or like, man, like he doing it really good? Have you spoken to like your like former college
Yeah,
mates?
I'm close with a lot of my college friends, and yeah, I get compliments a lot. We compliment one another. So I got a circle of friends, and we all proud of each other. And man, I just April will be 5 years. At year one, it looked nothing like this year right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for my friends and their support, and um, you know, booking me for jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends telling their people to come, stuff like that, man. But
Yeah.
I'm not big into that, you know, like think everybody a hater and think everybody's supposed to support me. Like that's not how it works. Like that's just it's not like that at all. I have little cousins and stuff and they doing products and it's like prime example, I have hand sanitizer. 3 family members bought something from me. You feel me? So if I'm banking my whole everything on my people that's close to me supporting me, I wouldn't be at close to 400 bottles. So, you know what I'm saying? And my goal, like this month, is 1,000 bottles of British Mood and hand sanitizer. That's something else. I set goals every single day. But yeah, man, it's like that's yeah, it's expected. I don't really trip on it though too much, but yeah.
But okay, so teach me, right? Because I'm in that space now where I feel a little angry when the people closer to you you feel like should support you, but they not supporting you. How do you
Oh,
get over that?
oh.
Because I'm in that thing now.
Yeah.
Like we're selling our merch right now, our sweaters for our YouTube channel, and
Okay.
not my family has bought it. I mean maybe 1 or 2, but everybody else has been
Yeah. They
random
going
folks.
crazy. Yeah, they going crazy. Now your family gonna tell everybody that they nephew, got a podcast. Once you on Channel 7 and all that, man,
Yeah,
you gonna be in everybody cubicle at work and look at my baby. You know what I'm saying? The
yeah.
whole kid, you gonna be everybody big bro. All the guys gonna be calling you big bro and all that country ass shit. That's just part of it. That's just people, bro. Don't nobody want to rock with nothing, man. When it's building, they want to get with it when it's there, when it's big, when it's shiny. Like nobody like diamonds in they rough state.
Nah. No, they ain't
you know,
messing with it. Okay.
yeah, man. That's just, man. I think, like, man, don't the greatest, easiest way to disappoint yourself is expectation.
Mm.
Like, so don't expect shit from nobody, bro. Just know your own hustle. Like, you and I, this is the most we've talked in our interview. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm appreciating getting to know you as well. But man, your podcast is gonna be #1 podcast. That's because of you.
Yeah.
Like it ain't like one person you're gonna interview and now even if so, you don't want your podcast to be linked to that person.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, bro, your shit gonna be it because of you. And that's with everything. And
Yeah.
that's how I look at my business. I don't see it as how other people may or may not see it. And like, just like we talked about earlier, how people may have frowned upon it, like, man, I'm not about to do that. I guarantee it's a lot of people who said they wouldn't year one who down to buy a truck. Now they see me in year 4, so that's just part of it too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, so you say you're a reader. Are you still into reading or the work is
Oh,
done?
yeah, I got books all around me. I'm
Okay.
reading.
All right. So give me your Mr. Steve Jobs.
I mean, it's a long read. It's not as it's good. I love it because it's a lot of gems in it. That's one of my books, but I'm actively reading this right now. Get Smart.
Okay.
Yeah, this is by Brian Tracy. So you're familiar with Brian Tracy? I'm sure he's the one who like wrote the Leapfrog books and all that.
Okay.
But that's dope. I pretty much read autobiographies. I've always read autobiographies.
So the autobiography that I have to read that I haven't read, which I feel kind of ashamed to say.
Malcolm X.
Damn, you got me. Damn.
Yeah, man.
Damn, you got me. You got me. So I got to get that. I got to read that. Because I watched a lot of Malcolm X stuff, just like trying to understand him as a person and things like that. Give me your top 5 authors.
I read a lot of autobiographies. So
Okay, top 5 autobiographies.
Yeah, so autobiography of Malcolm X. I just finished SpaceX. That's Elon Musk. I finished that like about a year ago. I enjoyed that a lot. Um, like I say, Steve's is okay, but not as good. I read the founder, Chick-fil-A, the Chick-fil-A story.
Okay.
I enjoyed that a whole lot. Another book, it's not autobiography, but it's called A Million Little Pieces. So it's supposed to be a true story. Later on, they said that he kind of lied a little bit, but that's a great story about like from the bottom, you know what I'm saying, and just surviving the bottom. And then probably I read so many. Last one, probably Onward and Forward. It's the Starbucks story.
Okay, so you reading a lot of books to build game on yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you ain't reading nothing that's gonna just take up time.
Like I've read a biography, so they're not autobiographies, but a biography on pretty much any sports guy you could think of. Ali, I didn't say Ali. Ali autobiography is second to Malcolm X. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I do the list
Malcolm?
again, yeah, Malcolm X first, the autobiography of Muhammad Ali is next.
I definitely get my hands on it. I want the actual hard copy so I can sit with it.
Yeah. See, I get primarily hard copies. You know, they look better on the books.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so talk to me about the business part of what you're doing, because is that a foreign space for you when you first got in? Because now you're in that you negotiating. Are you negotiating things, or are you just taking what people?
I negotiate. My first contract, I negotiated myself, and to this day I'm losing probably $1,500 a month because I didn't know what I was doing. I still have the contract, thank God. But yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. My friends tell me I'm a doer. You feel me? So, and that's good and bad. And to help you with an example, I wanted hand sanitizer. My goal was to have hand sanitizer product to be able to be sold by January 1st, 2021. Right? I got it December 18th, 2020. So I almost missed my goal, right? But in my excitement, I take a picture of it, I post it, I send it to my friends, blah, 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 right? They all like, all right, dope, how can I buy it? I didn't have any, I didn't have it on my website. I didn't have any, nothing. I just was doing like, I need to have it, And so I had to go back in the book I'm reading right now. It's telling, it's talking about that, about slowing down, and having the whole thing out there. And so I shared that with you to say, like, I make mistakes every day. I made a mistake today. I make mistakes all the time, man. And they cost. I can't front. I make costly mistakes. But I learn from them, bro. I swear to God, and I don't make the same mistake twice. So like as far as the business part, yeah, it was all new to me. I'm a first generation. My old man didn't teach me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah.
And then, man, I think that's always good to hear people who are older than me talk about the mistakes and that they don't make them again. And it was okay to make that mistake. You know what I mean? Because like you said, your first generation, nobody taught you that. You know what I mean?
My son won't make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, you got to. Like, how would I know? How am I supposed to know how much the contract worth? And just 3 months ago, or at the time, 3 months ago, I didn't even have a cleaning company.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, but I wasn't going to drop it. I wasn't going to lose this opportunity because I'm too busy worrying about not getting it right. You feel me? It was like, man, here's this. My proposal, bro, I did that. Everything was on my own. I didn't know anything about right. You know what I'm saying? But God take care of fools and babies. I really believe that. And so if you try, you take one step, put you in the right position.
Was there ever any doubt that set in your mind about this?
Absolutely.
Because like I said, that's for you to jump off and to, like you put it so eloquently, to jump off the cliff and find your own wings. That's scary as fuck.
With a son, I had a son.
With a son. So now you jumped off, you had cement, to your feet.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Like you just made the game a little harder.
Yeah.
That's from the outside looking in, that's scary. That's a risk most people are not going to
that's
do.
why my mentors call it dumb luck.
Dumb luck.
Because with that cement on your feet, you gotta grow your wings 10 times faster than somebody who else that just jump regular.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because I'm going down way faster. So I have to take the contract at $1,500 less a month, not knowing. Because I don't care. This amount right here gonna help me lead to the next. You see what I'm saying? Versus somebody else who going down slow, they could say no to that and wait for the next one.
Yeah,
so that's the dumb luck they was talking about. Because when you called me and asked, "Hey Jeff, I got a couch. I'm on the 8th floor, but it won't fit on the elevator." You feel me? I'm like, I don't care. I'll walk 8 flights. Like I didn't even. It was never even like until I'm doing it. I'm on like the 4th floor. Like, dang, I see why they. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So that cement helped me tremendously.
But could that be dumb luck or just confidence?
It's both. I'll give it. I'm very confident. Like I'm very confident in my ability. I'm very confident.
Because dumb luck don't work with people who not confident, who not blindly. You got to be blindly confident.
True. And the dumb luck with me, and I don't know if I'm misusing the term, because it's like it's like saying I could. Hey Jeff, I got a couch on the 8th floor. Whatever. Just I could do it without thinking about it. Like, hey, did somebody else try to move this couch before? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, because it might not even be possible. You know what I'm saying? I had a situation. Somebody called me for a box spring that they thought couldn't go on the elevator. I get there. Angles are everything with moving.
Yeah.
Angle it go on the elevator. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not an example of dumb luck, but it's just an example of not knowing and just being so, man, like this guy, I remember, he told me like, man, calm down one day. You feel me? He had finally met with him. He had a cleaning company. I'm like, man, I just got my first contract. Like, I'm about to get 100 of these. I'm just on 10. Like, he like, and so and he was like, calm down. Fast forward, he still has the same thing he had at that meeting we had. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, in hindsight, maybe you should have been more hyper. Like, so it kind of, I don't know. But my excitement, bro, my first year, my first 2 years, like, I unmatched. Like, you couldn't tell me, and I still know I'm going to be multi-millionaire in the cleaning business. Like, I know that for 100% fact.
And I believe it. I see it on you. I see it on you. Man, because like I said, that's crazy to just like, bam, just jump out there and do that. And you're doing it, you know what I mean? So that's a lot of inspiration for people who are watching this and for myself as well, to know you can fully blindly believe in yourself. It's gonna knock it out. As long as you know you're gonna put the work in.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. You can't really say I can't until you at least try it. And you tried it. What's the goal? What's the future goal plans for this year?
What product? So right now, having the product out. So I have hand sanitizer, I have a multi-purpose cleaner, and I have a glass cleaner. The multi-purpose has an awesome scent, man, but it also cleans really well. A lot of products, well, not a lot, but like the Fabuloso, it has one of the best smells you can find, but as a cleaning agent, it doesn't really clean well. So because I'm in medical, I know what's needed. I have my labels. So that's my excitement right now. And that's what I'm pushing heavy.
To get into like the medicals, like they provide more cleaning stuff.
To get into, I'll tell you about my plan with medical, but to get into stores, to get into schools, to get into stadiums, to get into places that buy hand sanitizer in bulk, who buy 100 gallons, a month type thing. That's the goal for my short-term goal. But also I'm getting into medical delivery. So like literally like parts, and body parts that need to be transported, but kept at a certain temperature. It's a really, really strict, detailed job, but the pay is really well. And I could help, man, I could really change somebody's whole situation. Just hiring them as a driver, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Training them and stuff. So that's like the third quarter of this year. And then fourth quarter of this year, I plan to have my either storefront, brick and mortar, I'm not sure, but the wheels will be turning for athletic space for now. This is what I want to call it. But I want to have it to where schools, if you are a participant at an inner city school or any sport, you're able to come train at my gym for free. But either the state pays me or the school pays me, something like that. But the students, the participants, they don't have to pay. And you get 5-star training, from like I have players, people from the NBA come in and professional boxers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we'll train. So that's like fourth quarter.
Oh man, you just out here, you sound like the idea man. Man, you didn't drop 6 ideas in 30 seconds. Man, that's good because like I said, it's good to see a different way of entrepreneurship and the way you're going to use your entrepreneurship to help and get back to the community you come from. So that's pretty dope. What's the how does somebody let me see. Let's say I want a job, right? What do I need to have? If somebody's watching, it's like, man, I like what he's saying, and they're like, man, but I don't have this. What do they need to have in order to, either, get a job or just be seen by you, talk to you, so they can, have the opportunity to
For me, honestly, man, you just gotta want a job.
Yeah.
Wanting a job and wanting some money are two different things.
Break that down.
Yeah. A job, you're going to get paid every day. With me on the moving side, labor, you get paid same day. Right? So you come to work, you get paid. A job is something where I know, hey, man, I work with Joe. I know I'm going to do $600-$700 a week. I'm good. That's a job. You bank on that. If you just want some money, you only going to come to work for one day probably. It's depending on your lifestyle. If all you want is a tray fab of weed or something like that, one day you straight. You see? So if you just want some money, that's cool. You can tell me that. But I got to know what type of job to put you on. So I'm going to put you on, like tomorrow I got a junk removal. So I'll put you on a junk removal because that's only like 1 or 2 days. You're not going to be around any customers. You can't break nothing because everything broke already. You see what I'm saying? Because somebody who just want money not going to take care of nobody's stuff. They're not going to wrap it. They're not going to, you know what I'm saying? I can't put you in one of my units because that's every single night. So if you only want a job, you're not gonna come back tomorrow. Now we all lose the spot.
Yeah.
So everybody, man, I got 2 saying. Either you want job and money, like I just told you. Then I was like, everybody want a job, but nobody want to work.
That's out. What did he say that from? Barbershop. Was that from Barbershop too?
I don't know.
I feel like Ice Cube said that too. Like everybody want a job, but everybody. He was talking about everybody want a haircut, but nobody want to pay the money because he was in a barbershop. I wonder if my little brother came to work for you one day. Devin and Larry.
Devin sounds familiar, but I don't know. But over the years,
Don's son.
No.
Because I remember they called me. It was like, yeah, they did some moving, but my little brother didn't go back. I'm like, what you didn't go back for, bro? You was getting money, bro. I'm like, you tripping, bro. You let me be around somebody that's gonna say, you want to come back to my work?
Man, I'm telling you, that's how I felt, and that's what I wanted to provide. It was like because I wanted a job before, it felt like I couldn't get hired. So that's why I'm like, man, I want to be that person where, like, man, you need a job, call Jeff. Ask anyone who worked with me. My first year, that was my whole goal. I'm like, I want to be the person where you be like, you need a job, call Jeff. And I just have so much work because I'm looking at it like the more people I help, I'm helping myself.
Yeah, for sure.
If I got 100 people working, bro, that means I got at least 50 jobs. So, it just makes sense to help people, but I got the passion from teaching, you know what I'm saying? Like helping people. I was saying they couldn't read and stuff, but like, man, yeah, I wish but everything happened for a reason. Maybe if I had a me, I wouldn't be me. I don't know how to say it, but like, I don't know. But yeah, I got the opportunity for the people that want it.
Hey, to segue back to teaching for a little bit, How shitty, or I don't know if I want to, well, I'm me. How shitty is the public school system for Black kids?
Oh man,
Is
shitty
it,
is
before you answer that, is it a race thing? Is it a systemic thing? Is it a region thing? What is it that for
well.
some reason that we don't get it?
Let me preface it with, and I probably don't even have to say this, but this is solely Jeff Bridges. This ain't coming off nothing that I'm, I have friends and aldermen and all that type of stuff, but man, that game there is so crooked. I don't really get into it. So Jeff Bridges' opinion, it all breaks down to money. Everything breaks down to money. And to answer your question, how shitty is the CPS or is the public school system? Shitty is giving it a compliment, in my opinion. You feel me? Because these students, bruh, the teachers are up against it. The students are up against it. I sincerely don't know who to blame. I don't know. Like, I really do not know. I know that you can graduate school, as a damn near valedictorian, bruh, and can't make it at a junior college. That's unfair. There's no way to say that. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Like, I don't know. I know No Child Left Behind has left a whole generation behind, literally. I think that the structure needs to be changed. That's a huge part of it as well, though. A lot of it is resources, but that's an excuse because I've been in both suburbs and city, and the city has a lot of resources, bruh, for union job type of thing, you know what I mean, to get OSHA training and things like that. People just don't take advantage of it. And so I can go on and on, man, but the school system, because that's kind of going off talking about programs and resources, but the school system, man, itself is terrible. How does it get fixed? I have a few, a lot of things could change, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's tough. I think that it's terrible how you can be tenured, how teachers can be a teacher, for 50 years. You're not thinking the same way. So you're not gonna help students the same way. Your generation is different. So they learn is different. Everybody's on their phone. Why are you trying to teach somebody how to write in cursive and everybody text message? You feel me? Like, it don't make sense. So all of that is part of it as well. But why does Naperville has a tablet that every student takes home with them?
Yep.
And in the hood, they got one computer for the whole school. So I can't even with, man.
I think I struck a chord with that one.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. And it's just so much to so many ways to go with it. And honestly, admittingly, all of this is coming from teaching for 5 years at a junior college, hiring young men who, man, would love to go to college. You know what I'm saying? And my personal plight from going from a majority to a minority and seeing how the curriculum is pretty much the same. The difference is the teachers and the students.
Yeah, the teachers. Yeah. As a former teacher, because I'm in that same mind frame. I don't have a master's and all that good stuff and bachelor like yourself. But
master's was kind of a bit of waste of money, but keep going.
my lady's in a master program right now. So I was like, hey,
don't tell her I said that.
I won't tell her you said it. I'll just be like, he said it, but I won't say I said it. But as a male teacher, and as a Black male teacher, did you think that because you didn't work in the high school or grammar school, so you're
purposely I wouldn't even attempt to teach high school or grammar school.
Why?
I don't have the personality for it. I'm low tolerance, say what I mean what I say. And so at the college level, I'm dealing with an adult. So I could talk to you as an adult. You feel me? Get out of my class. I don't, what I'm saying, type of thing. Okay. I'm not going to be going back and forth with a 12-year-old. And then I still got to see you in homeroom 20 minutes later. What the fuck?
For sure. Okay, is reputation, representation, is that a thing that needs to be had in schools?
Let me tell you this.
I spent a lot of my teaching, because I was gym teaching athletic director. I spent a lot of that either, especially for a black man in school system, in high school and grammar school, you either as a black man, the gym teacher or security guard. And then your main thing is probably to de-escalate things for everybody, not to actually, teach or things like
Use
that.
your brain. It's more so brawn.
They don't see you as that. They don't see you as they see you as a de-escalator. You come and do that. And I work with a lot of white people when they taught black kids, and then I didn't know until I was like immersed in it that something is off with this presentation that I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
So it's representation of, like, do we need to have that, or this is a thing that us black folks keep complaining about?
Nah, we need it.
Okay.
Absolutely need it. Barack Obama was a huge, not for what he did politically. I have nothing to talk about his political whatever, but just the fact that a little kid could look and see a black man as a president and mirror himself in that is huge. And so representation is everything, especially like you say, to be look like black people. We don't have no positive stereotype. Think about that. Asian people, they supposed to be smart. You feel me? Russian people, they like tough and real business savvy. And then you have, white people, they just white people in America, so they kind of got
Jewish people know how to, get money and all that,
Jewish people, they supposed to get to it, boy. You meet a Jewish people person ain't rich, you think he tripping. You feel me? Yeah. Indian people, they supposed to be smart and rich.
The math people, yeah.
Math, what's the stereotype on that? Nothing positive.
We run and jump. Well, high.
Run and jump. That's it. And even when we running and jumping, they thinking that we doing is smoking weed. And so they put weed in NFL drugs. Like, why do you test for weed in NFL but not in freaking MLB? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like that's it. We have no positive stereotypes, bro. None. Outside of, like you say, sports and entertainment. And so when you're in a school system, you can when less than 3% are even going to college, you know what I'm saying? So to graduate college and then be in front teaching other people, you know what I'm saying? It's huge. It's a big deal. And it's again, I'm telling you, my life, man, prepared me. I'm not knowing though. I sold insurance when I was 19 years old. So I had to give like business meetings, you know what I'm saying? So I was 19 in front of people, talking to them. 3 years later, I'm 22, I'm teaching now, you know what I'm saying, in front of people. So it's like all that stuff helps you, man. Like, but for them to see me, I have relationships still with students' parents while I was there, because they're like, man, without you, my son probably would be dead, or, all types of stuff. So like, yeah, it's huge, man. And like, that's why I had a scholarship. I give that scholarship, I give back to where I used to teach it.
Oh, so you give a scholarship?
Yeah, I have the Brian Bridges Never Quit scholarship. I started that my second year in business. And so I give that to a first generation low income and or disabled student they must have a 3.0 GPA, can't miss a certain amount of days. I have it all, the criteria for it. So they write me letters or whatever, and then, someone from the university picks, not university, from the college picks them, and, they award the scholarship.
Oh, wow.
But I was saying that to say, when I left, I told them that I was going to do that. I have a scholarship in my father's name. Because like I said, my daddy didn't graduate high school, but so it was dope to me for him to have a college scholarship in his name. He didn't even graduate high school. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that was rough. And then I told them that once my business is at a point to where I have the time to just let it run, I want to come back and teach, and then I'm going to donate my teaching salary as well. Because the only reason why I stopped teaching was because it wasn't enough money.
Yeah. Oh man, that's dope to hear, man. So we're definitely gonna put that information in the YouTube, so people can, if they see it, they can reach out and see how they can be a part of that.
Sweet.
I mean, because that's another thing. I mean, you the idea man. You ain't missed yet, man. I'm like, but I'm like, I'm infatuated with this because I would like to view myself in that same vein, to where I'm trying to offer other opportunities. And I'm like, damn, Jeff is doing it. So now I know I got your number. If I ever have an idea, I'm gonna call you. Be like, is this a good idea, Jeff? What would you think about
that? I want to be that open door for for anybody who want to. And if I don't know, I don't know. Like, you hear me throughout this entire time, for people that's listening, like, man, I don't have all the answers. This is my opinion and stuff. I just told you, I failed today. I made a mistake today. You know, it cost me a couple dollars. Like, it's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, you know, and like I like what you're doing. I like you interviewing me. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your platform, I'm in your space, I'm in your thing. So it's like everybody got opportunity to be successful in whatever they do. It's just like we was talking about earlier, man. Everybody want a job. I mean, everybody want money. Nobody want to work. You know, whatever. We can go on and on. So even in your space, everybody want a successful. Everybody want to be what? Who's pop? Joe Rogan. You feel me? But who gonna do what Joe Rogan? You know, whatever. So it's just the same thing, man. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, man. I'm definitely gonna get the Malcolm X book now, so then we can next time talk about it. Chat about it because I definitely. So let me give you a little background of Chicago 45, right? I'm writing a book.
Sweet.
So this is awesome that I'm with an actual English person who knows how to write.
I've edited 2 books.
So you're the perfect person to talk to there. So when I started Chicago 45, I have 2 girls up under me. They produced the show. I'm not gonna say up under me because they're on the side of me. They're on the side of me.
Absolutely.
They are pushing everything with me. They are 2 former students of mine. One young lady, Jada, she's in college and junior. She's a junior now, doing a nursing program, and the other young lady, Jordan, she's at Fenwick High School, her junior year as well too.
She's at Fenwick.
At Fenwick, yeah, at Fenwick.
So I did some work for Don right there in Washington and Austin.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I know the spot too. So I have those 2 young ladies with me, and we started this when I went back home to visit. I was working at Amazon when I moved to California, and I was like, worst experience of my life. Mind you, I've been in teaching working with kids since I was like 17. So that's all I do. Mentorship. That's all I do. Basketball. You know, talking to young men, talking to young girls, doing those things. And then I started stuttering at work. I was like, I couldn't get the words out because you just like, I'm in a box for 10 hours. And I'm like, bro, I gotta do something because my brain is not working right now. So then I was like, I started writing a book. And then we put it on pause for a little bit. And then George Floyd happened. And then it was like, oh, I call a lot of my Black former athletes and students, like, hey, y'all, let's get on a phone call real quick. Let's get on a Zoom, let's record it, and let's have a conversation about what just happened. And then the young ladies was like, you know, we got to keep this going. I was like, okay, let's do it. So it stemmed from me trying to write a book and me continually trying to write a book. I got writer's block right now. So it stems from that point. And then George Floyd just kind of gave us a big ass push, right? No, just keep these uncomfortable conversations going. Because on the other side of the ones we do, I don't know if you saw the big group conversations that we do. We would love to have you a part of that as well, too, if you got some time. We do group conversations where we talk about really, really tough conversations, uncomfortable conversations that need to be had, whether it's in school, whether it's at home, that people don't have enough of because it's uncomfortable. Shit, you don't want to talk about shit that hurt you from when you was a kid. Like, you know, people want to stay away from that as much as possible. So, so it's super cool to know, like, oh, now I got somebody who's a writer who reads books. So whenever I get done, Jeff, I'm gonna send it to you in the mail. Don't call me after you get done. Just text me. So I don't want to don't tell me about, hey, you mess up here. This word. So man, hey,
so what direction is it? An autobiography or is it
no? So are you ready for this? I think I made this up. A hood novel.
That's dope.
So I watched a lot of Game of Thrones. And I was like, bro, I loved it, but there wasn't, like you just spoke about, there's no good stereotypes about us. So when I watch Game of Thrones, we are either the slave or the warrior. We're not the.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones. Do you recommend it?
Oh, for sure. The last season, no, but the body of work, the totality of it is a great show. It's a great show.
Yeah, everybody says the last season sucked, but most of the time the last season is going to be hard
because you don't want it to end. You don't want it to end.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody had their own version of how it should have ended. Right. And it didn't end no way nobody wanted it to end. It was like, what? Like, we gave y'all 10 options. Y'all didn't choose none of the 10. Like, why y'all do that?
So just start with season 1 and just go from there.
Yeah, just rock out with it. Just rock out with it. It's a pretty good one. But when I was watching that, I didn't see any of me in there. And I was like, bro, I come from in Chicago and in the United States, Chicago is one of the scariest places to come from. And I hear it from people out here like, you from where? You from Chicago? So I'm like, And I'm like, you know what? I want to tell a story about where I'm from, but I want to tell it from Austin side, from where I'm from,
Mm-hmm.
and from Oak Park side. So
Mm-hmm.
whoever that kid is from Oak Park, whether he's from Berwyn or whatever, wherever he's from, but I want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about that kid that living in my neighborhood versus the kid that live
Mm-hmm.
in the burbs. Like you have that, you understand the dichotomy of both because
Absolutely.
you've
That's a
done.
blessing, man. I swear to God. That's
But
a
you know
blessing.
what though? That's been the hardest part. That's why I've been in writer's block because I can't write from that suburban kid part. It's super
Mm-hmm.
hard for me. I don't want to be too, oh, they talk like this because that's not the truth though all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to balance that.
You know, Maywood is technically a suburb.
I feel like it is. It's just black. It's just black.
It's past.
Bellwood, yes, Bellwood is a suburb, right?
Yeah.
It's
They
just,
all
it's just
like, I
got
mean,
blacker.
if you're not in Chicago, you're in the suburbs.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to write from that space, and it's been a journey, and then just learning more and more about like the African plight, the diaspora, and things like that. Because I want to put all that in, because it's going to be like a bunch of magic stuff in there. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. So I'm trying to like put it all in and just like stay focused on it. So hopefully in a year or two, the draft will be done. Hopefully.
Yeah. You on point, man. You got a date set. Put a date to it. You know what I'm saying? And you writing. So writing is I'm in love with this book I'm reading right now, bro. Get Smart. And it's like it's so simple. You know, it's things that we already do, but he's just reiterating it. And writing is one of the writing and thinking are two of the things that all wealthy, successful people do, but it's not that easy. People don't do it. You know, it's a quote in there. He says, um, "Thinking is hard. That's why most people avoid it at all costs," or something like that. Or
Mm-hmm.
thinking is, you know what I'm saying? And like 10 minutes thinking, 1 minute thinking saves 10 minutes of execution. Just so much is just of that. You know what I'm saying? It's full of just gems. I'm not only on like page 60 right now, and I'm like loving it. You know what I'm saying? But um, I think you on point, man. You on point. Like I don't know if I don't want to put this on you, but if you do have it, bro, lose it. Any type of doubt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it just seemed like from the little time I'm talking to you right now, it's like you be second guessing your shit. Like, nah, man, ain't none of that. Like, ain't none of that, bro. I use this. I used to tell my students this all the time, and I share it with people. If Soldier Boy, you know the rapper Soldier Boy,
Yeah, man.
if Soldier Boy would approach me while he was at junior college, right, and play his song Superman for me, I would have said, man, listen here, stick to school. I would have said, stay in school, bro. I would have been like, this ain't your kid. Superman is the number one song, downloaded ringtone.
Yeah,
Soldier Boy,
boy.
you know, it's
It went
rich.
crazy.
It went crazy. He's Soldier Boy is, you know, Soldier Boy. We're talking about Soldier Boy. He's Soldier Boy, not talking about Jeff Bridges. You know what I'm saying? So it's all opinion. But Soldier Boy had a drive and a hustle and a determination that was unmatched. Nobody was gonna deny Soldier Boy at that time. I don't know what he got going on. I got a few people in the industry. They be like, he wilding, you know. But like that Soldier Boy that we talking about right now, Superman with the glasses with the stuff on it and stuff,
Big ass
bro, ain't
jacket.
nobody doing that. You feel me? So I share that all the time, man, because I don't care who you are. If you like, nobody knew that song was gonna be that rough. I don't care who you are.
Nah.
Quincy Jones ain't think that song was cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that, bro. So with you, like in this space here, and I kind of like I like talking to people that rap, that, you know, I love art, bro. Hebrew Brownlee is my favorite artist right now. I love like all that, but bro, what's the difference between a person in jail who doing a portrait and I'm just gonna say Hebrew Brownlee because I just brought him up, but because Hebrew is Hebrew, he could sell his for $100,000. The dude in jail probably is gonna give it away for free, and it may be a much better piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight
So I
up.
just think that, like, man, it's all about, like, you know, don't have no doubt in this space. You know, I can't afford doubt in my space. You feel me? But I kind of got a little more room for it because I got other employees. You know what I'm saying? So if I got doubt, I'm not on the job anyway. You know what I mean? But bro, you the face, you everything. So like, you can smoke it, bro. Like, I don't know if you got 1 or 1,000,000 followers. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just up to you, bro. You can kill it.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate the words, man. I really do. Where can people find you at? Like, you have social media for the Bridges Moving and Cleaning?
I have Instagram. That's it. And I'm on Facebook, but I don't keep up with the page a lot. And that's something, again, that's for 2021. I gotta get more on top of. I got an accountant. I got 2 lawyers. I got I don't have no one handling that. So for my Instagram, I'm at J. My personal is lowercase J _A_Y BEE, and after that you'll see my face, you'll know. And then my business is Bridges Moving _Cleaning, like that.
Gotcha. I'll put it all down in the description down there for you guys.
Thanks a lot.
No,
and my website though is www.bridgesmovingcleaning.com.
Got you. Hey man, I appreciate you sitting down with me, man, and giving out free game, and because that's your job. I'm gonna be honest, that's your job. That's your job for me. That's your job to give me game, and for my viewers out there, is to give us game. So we appreciate you. Like we always say on our show, it's doing your job. Because it's a lot of people out there not doing their job. We all live in the same space, no matter we're from California, Chicago, Alaska. We're all in the same space, and you're gonna affect me over here, and hopefully I can do the same, vice versa for you. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing your job, and and just keep pushing the envelope. The shit you're doing is you push an envelope every day for yourself. You're not being just boxed into like, oh, I'm just gonna move shit. You went from moving shit to cleaning shit to now I'm about to sell this merge. Now I'm about to sell this. I'm about to get into this. I'm about to get into that space. So thank you for always evolving. That's what you're doing. You're ever evolving, and we need constant faces like you to show us that evolving.
Thank you, brother.
It's not a scary. It's a scary thing, but it's doable. It's doable, but scary shit is fun. We all go to Six Flags, like that scary shit, and it's fun. So we appreciate you, like putting your money where your mouth is and putting your heart where your mouth is as well, because we're not shown those things in the community that we live in. So it's appreciative, and I truly commend you for the work that you're doing.
Hey, I appreciate you, my brother.
Keep doing it. I want when COVID's over with, I'm coming to do a job days of work, and I want to record it so people can see what it is that they're like. I'm dead ass. As soon as it calms down, because my hope is that I can get out on the road, and all the people that I've done, whether it's people that done music, real estate, people like yourself who are doing things. I want people to actually see like that 24/7, like what a day in the life of Jeff is.
Love, man. I appreciate it.
That's my goal, man. So when I come, I'm not gonna do, and the camera's looking at you. I'll be, what's up, baby? Let's work. What we doing, man? What we doing? And I'm gonna cuss at you if I gotta do too much work, but I'm gonna do it. Jeff got me doing all kind of shit. So
I'm gonna make sure it's one of them days too. Some bricks or something.
I'm gonna call mom on your ass. Ma, he got me over here doing all this crazy shit. Ma, he gonna go up 8 floors with a chair.
Right.
The elevator ain't working. He tripping. So that's my goal, man. Any words of inspiration you want to give to the young people that's watching this?
Man, just keep going. I think that's the best. I have so far to go myself. I feel kind of awkward when people ask me for that, that type of thing, because I definitely ain't come this far to come this far. And so, man, anybody, if I could tell you anything, just keep going. I promise to God, and I promise that if you believe in it, and if you kind of doubt me saying this right now, I get it, because I felt the same way when I be hearing people say, just if you believe, but nah, for real, if you believe and you like stick with it, and you're not afraid of no bad day, man, you got the world in your palm.
Hey man, that's Jeff Bridges, guys. Anybody in the area of Chicago or anywhere else, you need my man to get there to help you out, hit my man's up. I'm gonna drop all the link stuff in the description, so you guys can go follow him and to look to see where he's going in this world, and also you emulate it if you want to get into that space. Take from what he did and his mistakes, so you guys can learn from that. Jeff, it's been a pleasure, man.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All well to you, my friend. Have a great day, and we definitely gotta keep in contact. All right.
All right. You as well.
All right.
We will do.
All right, man. Love, man.
Love.